to Victoria University's Mid-Year Information Series. Tonight we'll discuss the benefits of postgraduate study within sports and exercise science here at VU. More specifically, we'll look at the Master of Sports Business and Integrity and the Master of Sports Science Football Performance. I'm John Weldon, Head of Curriculum in our first year college, and with me tonight, live from VU's very own TV studio, we have Eric Schwartz. Eric is a Senior Lecturer in Sport Management, Chair of the Postgraduate Courses in Sport, Business and Integrity, and Director of Teaching and Learning for the College of Sport and Exercise Science here at VU. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you.
Also tonight we have Jack McDonald. Jack is studying the Masters of Sport, Business and Integrity, and he's completed one semester so far, which is the third of the course, and is about to travel to Madrid as a part of the course, and we're going to get to talk about that very soon. It's very exciting. So welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Eric, we might start with a question to you. In the postgrad courses in sports and exercise science, what are the key skills that students will develop?
Well, the students will develop a combination of skills in sport management, anything from marketing, finance and economics, leadership, project management, among other skills. So all of those business skills that are used to manage professional sport, governmental sport, nonprofit sport, and a lot of the grassroots sports that you see every day at the grounds around the community.
And why do you love teaching these programs?
I've been teaching in sport business for well over 20 years after a career in the industry in facility and event management, and also working at different events like the NFL Super Bowl and the NBA All-Star Game. So I've been able to take what I've learned in the industry, combine that with the theory behind it, and been able to combine those into a career in teaching.
Fantastic. And Jack, what are you finding in the course? What's brought you to this course? What attracts you to it?
So I did the Bachelor of Sports Management last year, then I progressed to the Master of Sports Business, and I first got attracted to it by learning industry ways with industry people, so not just through Eric as one of my lecturers, but people from the industry. We have some from the AFL come in. You can learn the industry standard and the level of excellence that you need to be at to work in the industry, not in Australia, but also overseas as well.
Great, thanks. And so we have links with these courses to sporting organisations here in Victoria and around the country?
Absolutely. Well, the College of Sport and Exercise Science and Victoria University have a very close partnership with the Western Bulldogs, which a lot of our students in clinical placements and also in sports science are involved with. We also have a partnership with the Melbourne Victory, where a lot of our students in football performance are able to do internships and other opportunities, as well as in sport business and integrity. And we do have our study abroad program that's embedded in both the Master of Sports Science Football Performance and the Master of Sport Business and Integrity that spend 2 weeks at the Universidad Europea in Madrid, Spain. And we do a lot of embedded stuff with Real Madrid Football Club and other sporting organizations in Spain.
Look, let's just talk about that, because that's an absolute winner. You're going to Madrid in 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah, for 2 weeks in August, so
Okay.
Still a couple months away, but yeah, getting quite excited for it.
So what kind of things will Jack be doing while he's overseas there, Eric?
Well, we do a number of things. First of all, we do a lot of facility and event tours. So we'll go to the Santiago Bernabeu, which is where Real Madrid plays. We'll go to Wanda Metropolitano, where Atletico Madrid plays. So we'll actually see the facilities. We'll get presentations from people who work from the organizations. One of the best ones that we do is with the VIP and hospitality department, where they really learn about how all the hospitality is done behind the scenes in the corporate boxes and with the players' families. We also have guest lecturers that come in from around Europe because it's easy to bring them into Madrid to give a great perspective. We also have a partnership with La Liga, where the financial director for La Liga comes in and presents about all the financials for the league. So they get a really great breadth and depth of what's going on in the sport industry, but also to get immersed in another culture, which is really important. Sport is a global industry, and people come from all around the world to play sport and also to work in sport. So understanding the global nature of sport and also many different cultures really becomes a benefit. I mean, one of the greatest or one of the most interesting ones that the students get to do is they actually get a tour of a live bull ring that actually still has bullfighting in it.
Wow. So this is the kind of course then that could take you overseas to work if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
And what sort of outcomes do graduates pursue? What kind of careers might they find themselves in?
Honestly, it really runs the plethora. What's really great about all of the courses, not just the Master of Sport Business Integrity, but the Master of Sports Science Football Performance, and also our Master of Clinical Exercise and Rehab, they can really work in whatever area they want to go into. So in my course, if they want to go into marketing, they'll focus their attention and their projects within the course on different marketing aspects. If they want to go into football operations, they'll go that direction. We have people that work for the AFL right now. We have people at Racing Victoria, some of the AFL clubs like the Sydney Swans. We have, in other programs, we have clinical rehab students and also football performance students that are working in England and in other parts of the world.
Fantastic. And without putting you on the spot, Jack, where do you think you might want to take this course one day?
Like Eric said, it's got a lot of skills and all that involved. You can really choose what you want. But the last few years, I've kind of had my eye on event management and kind of also facility management. So it's a good thing that we go to Real Madrid and get to see the facilities where Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid play at. So they're the world-class facilities that you can learn to see how they're run, basically. So that covers my facility interest and then interest in event management. So hopefully when we do go over there, I can find out more and go, yes, I will be pursuing event management hopefully in the next 3 to 4 years.
Fantastic. And so you're in your first third of this course.
Yep.
How have you found that transition from an undergrad to the master's level?
It's been pretty easy because I had Eric in my undergraduate as well, so I'm familiar with his style of teaching. But going into it, it's very flexible if you are working full-time as well, which I found quite helpful going into it. And then not only that, just the kind of workload is, while it is full-on and it is worth learning and the projects that you do, it's also easier to do them as well. So more time to spend on them so you can work and study, which I found quite helpful.
And this is really an important piece of our postgraduate study, is really flexible delivery for people that need that. I'd say probably about 30 to 40% of our students are mature age students. Anywhere between 25 and 45 are in industry already, and they're taking the masters to upskill themselves so that they can move up within the industry. Others are like Jack, who have decided to continue on from their undergraduate to their postgraduate, so that they're not only gaining more knowledge, but they're also building networks with people who are in industry, which helps them get jobs. And a number of our students in Jack's situation have gotten jobs from people that they're taking classes with.
That's great. That idea of linking the course directly to industry is key, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so just to backtrack a second, so Jack's come straight from the degree into the master's. What other pathways are available for people who want to study this course?
Well, in the Master of Sport Business and Integrity, those that have a degree in business or a degree in a sport-related field would get admission into our program. We also have other entry points at the graduate certificate level. We actually have 5 different graduate certificates for those that are either not ready to start a master's, where they want to sort of get a taste and then work their way up into the master's, or there are a number of people in the sport industry who, right out of high school or at a young age, went into the industry, ended up having a career for 10 years, but never got an undergraduate credential. So they can actually pathway right into a graduate certificate because of their years of experience. And once they complete the graduate certificate, they can up skill into the master's. We have similar things with the Master of Sports Science Football Performance as well.
So I guess what we're saying there is, if you've been working in industry, if you have experience and or if you have a qualification, there's probably a pathway that will get you into this degree.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if anyone's sitting at home now watching this thinking, I'd love to do that, but come and talk to us about the buts and we'll work them out.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about too was we have a program, Melbourne Victory. How does that work?
Yes, our chair of our Master of Sports Science Football Performance is also 10% of the time is with the Melbourne Victory, helping build their academy. And actually the Victorian government has announced that they're going to be building the Women's Academy right here on the Footscray Park campus, right out back of Building P. So part of the role of Fabio Serpiello is to not only help develop that academy with the Melbourne Victory, but also link our students to be able to do internships and other practical experiences with the club.
Great, and it's important to keep developing and keep following the I guess the crest of the industry, isn't it? Because it's constantly changing, and it's important to be at the forefront.
Absolutely, and we want our students to get experience any way they can. So, as an example, our Master of Clinical Exercise and Rehab, we actually have a clinical site right on campus here, where we actually have real patients that come in. The students do get to work with the patients to learn how to do rehabilitation and exercise with clients.
That's great. So they're doing real world stuff while they're studying.
Absolutely.
Is that important to you, Jack, to have that as part of your course?
Oh, definitely. That helped me so much through my undergraduate degree. I had placements with the Australian Grand Prix Corporation and with the Western Bulldogs, which helped because VU has that partnership. And just seeing how it is in like day-to-day operations within, especially a football organisation, which I would hope to pursue in the future. Just seeing how it's run and all that is great insight for me whilst still studying at uni.
And can I just add also with the industry, it's not only just our connections with the industry. A number of our units, we actually have industry professionals come in and either give guest lectures or actually teach the class. One of our classes, our sport law classes, headed up by the Legal Counsel for Surf Life Saving Australia, as an example. We also have people from the AFL who have come in, Victoria Police, the Melbourne Victory, and so on.
That's great. So are you able to start then thinking about how you might network with these people further down the track, how they might help you with your career?
Yeah, it basically starts off in the classroom for me, like just getting to know everyone and just talking from, week one and just, becoming friends with them and, getting to know them as your peers rather than seeing them as, oh, they work in the AFL, I want something from them, which it helps just to be friends with them. And then if they have an opportunity, they can think of you straight away. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Just make sure I know everyone in my class and just get along with them well. And if something comes out with it, great. If not, then I've got an industry contact that I can get advice on in the future.
That's what networking is all about, isn't it? And this is
Exactly.
The future, the next generation of sports administrators, sports professionals. That's fantastic. So there was another question I wanted to ask you here, Eric. And here it is. What sort of facilities do we have here for our students? What will they be working in and around?
Well, really, we have about $68 million sport facility that has all the latest technologies and equipment in rehabilitation, football performance, sports science, what have you, right here on the Footscray Park campus. Our sport business and integrity program mainly is taught in the city campus. Mainly because a lot of the sport organizations are based in the CBD, so it makes it easier to access them for guest speakers or to do visits or even get over to Melbourne Park if we need to.
Great. And just to confirm again, in this course, you're studying business principles as well as sporting principles, so you get a fully rounded.
Yeah. That's correct. In the Master of Sport Business and Integrity, in the Master of Sports Science, Football Performance, it's really football performance based, but one of the big areas that we are taking a lead in is in the area of sport analytics and applied sports statistics, which really is giving our students a step up. And in the clinical exercise and rehab, again, having the ability to have placements right here on campus as well as out in the industry. And that is an accredited program through Exercise and Sports Science Australia, one of the few in Australia.
Brilliant. So just one last time so we don't miss it. What are the master's courses again?
We have the Master of Sport Business and Integrity, the Master of Sports Science and Football Performance, and the Master of Clinical Exercise and Rehabilitation.
Fantastic. And you mentioned statistics, and that's such a growing, huge part of sporting management these days.
Absolutely. Analytics is the next wave. You look at a lot of organizations like PricewaterhouseCoopers and KPMG. They're doing significant analytics work for the sport industry.
Fantastic. Look, I think that's a great note to end on. I just want to ask one or either of you guys to get me Ronaldo's autograph by Robert Madrid, if you can. And thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
No worries, you're welcome.
Great. Okay. And thank you too for being part of our postgraduate sports and exercise science Facebook Live session. Mid-year applications for postgraduate courses in sports and exercise science close on the 15th of July. So if you'd like more information about the course or about enrollment, if you'd like to book a face-to-face consultation or a live chat session with our friendly staff, look for the link which will be pinned to the comment section of our Facebook page very soon. And coming up next at 7 p.m., we'll be looking at our graduate qualification in information technology.